Hi everyone, welcome back. We're going to go through an Alleyns school question in today's lesson, and hopefully you'll get to understand how to solve questions similar to this. So let's jump onto my iPad, and it says here the graph shows the progress of two cars in a race from Leeds to Blackpool and back again. Now, the key part there, if you might have missed, is back again. So they've traveled from one place to another place and then back to their original place that they left off from. So car A is in bold line and car B is a dotted line. So this is a time and distance graph. We can see the time at the bottom. It says 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's PM, it says. So basically it's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, all the way to 7 o'clock. And you've got a distance in kilometers on the y-axis. And it says, firstly, how far is it from Leeds to Blackpool? So because they've gone from Leeds to Blackpool and then back again, we have to recognize that they started here and they got up to here, which must be where Blackpool is. So Leeds is at the bottom, right? 0 kilometers because they're in Leeds. They haven't traveled anywhere else. And they've gone all the way to 120 kilometers, which is the highest point, which must be Blackpool. And so the first answer must be 120 kilometers. That's how far Leeds and Blackpool are away from each other. Which car was winning at 3:30 p.m.? So 3:30 is right in between 3 and 4. And so what we're going to do is look at that. 3 and 4 is here. And so 3:30, we can see that this car A, has got to 50 kilometers and car B has got all the way to about 85 kilometers. So car B must have been, oops, wrong one. Car B must have been in the lead at 3:30. Which car was winning at 4:15? So 4 o'clock is here. We know that, we can see that. That's 4 o'clock. And then you've got 4:30 must be halfway between. And 1/4 must be here. A quarter of the distance between 4 and 5. And so at 4:15, I can see that there's 2 points here. Now, it seems like you might think that car A is in the lead, right? Because the line for car A is above car B, right? But that wouldn't be the right answer, right? Because if you think about it, car A hasn't even got to Blackpool yet. Whereas car B has got to Blackpool and it's coming back as well now. Okay, so that's why car B again is in the lead because it's already got to Blackpool here. Car A hasn't even got to Blackpool. It's going to get to Blackpool about 4:30. So that's why B is the answer. What was the distance between the cars at 4:45, excuse me. What was the distance between the cars at 4:45? So let's look at that again. 4:45 is here. So we've got 60 kilometers and we've got 100 kilometers. There's a difference of 40 kilometers. So the distance between the cars at 4:45 is going to be this distance here. That is 60 to 100, which is 40 kilometers. What happened just after 6 p.m.? So you've got 6 p.m. here. Just after 6 p.m. is here. This is where they both met, right? So they are, what can we say? We can say they both met, or the two cars at this are same distance away from Blackpool or away from Leeds. They are at the same place in terms of distance. And so you can say that you can even say that car B started to overtake car A at this point. And so you can write many different things, right? They are the same place. They met at the same place. They're same distance away from Leeds or same distance away from Blackpool. Car B is about to overtake car A. Any of those various answers would be acceptable here. Which car achieved the highest speed between which times did this happen? Okay, and between which times did this happen? Okay, so which car got the highest speed? Well, speed is distance over time. So let's have a quick write down. Speed equals distance over time. That's a technical kind of way of working out speed, right? But how do I work out which car was the fastest, right? And between which times? And the way we're gonna need to do that is look at which is the steepest line, right? Which is the steepest line. And for me, it looks like that this line here, right, is the steepest line between 5:45 and 5:45 and 6:15. That's the steepest line, this one here. Okay, let me do that again. That looks like the steepest line from what I can see. Let me just double check. Yeah, that looks like the steepest line. So that line is 5:45 to 6:15, as we mentioned. That's half an hour. So half an hour, 0.5 hours as time it took. Distance is 60 to 0, which is 60 kilometers. And therefore 60 divided by 0.5 is 120 kilometers per hour. So the speed, which car achieved the highest speed? It must have been car B. And car B achieved the highest speed of 120 kilometers per hour, and that was between 5:45 and 6:15. I don't think it needed actually to work out the highest speed, which car achieved the highest speed, between which time did this happen. Yeah, I don't think you need to actually work it out, but I have worked it out for us. Okay, we can check any other one as well if we needed to, and kind of do the same thing, work out the speed distance over time by using distance over time. This one looks like another one that's potentially the kind of the fastest speed here. That's from 3:15 to 3:45, excuse me. That's another half an hour, and that's 50 to 120, 70. So 70, 50 to 120 at 70, and it's still half an hour. That could potentially be as well. Speed is distance over time. So distance was 50 to 120, 70 kilometers. The time is from 3:15 to 3:45, 0.5 hours. And actually, you can see that this is 140 kilometers per hour. And therefore, car B again is going to be the fastest, but actually the timing would have been wrong for me. So it's 140 kilometers per hour, and it was between 3:15 and 3:45, right? 3:45. So 3:15 and 3:45 is the time, and it's 140 kilometers per hour. There isn't any other one that's as steep as those two. Those two were the only ones that I thought would possibly be the fastest. It looked like for me 5:45, 5:45 to 6:15 or 6:15. Those looked like at first, but I was wrong there, and you can see it's actually 3:15 to 3:45. Okay, which car won the race? The race is won by the one that gets back to Leeds first, and we can see that this car got to Leeds at 6:15, and this one got to it at 6:30, and so obviously 6:15 is quicker, and therefore car B has won the race. Does that make sense to everyone? So this is a question from Alleyns school, and we're going to go through maybe one or two others from the school as well. But hopefully you found that useful, and hopefully you also had a go at this question before I went through the answers. See you in our next video. Bye.